he hasn't been reformed. He's already indoctrinated. What do you do with a 20-year-old today, Buttercup? What do you do with these 20-year-olds?
I'm not disputing this, that there's extremism.
Hold on. So the problem is, when was this reformed? Let's say this was reformed 4 years ago, for example, right? So
okay, it's a step in the right direction.
So hold up. Only 4 years ago, a new generation started. So is the 4-year? Are we just bringing it up to
wait
4 years
years
old?
apparently?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so at least we started the process, though. Okay.
Okay, so the process has started. How long is it gonna take for this process to?
I don't know. Celebrate the baby steps, but I want to also point out that Israeli young generation has also been extremely radicalized, right?
Right, and guess who I blame?
And I want to point out, Yehuda.
I blame the Hamas. I blame the PA. If you want to talk about.
So it's Hamas's fault when your children are seeing Mabat Larabin,
Yes,
and also
when you're waking up in the middle of the night and running into a shelter, you're gonna hit somebody for ruining your sleep.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Rafi. You know why?
Rafi, I'd like to just comment. The same individuals who what she just said. We are told Hamas exists because of Jews, and now we can say, hey, well, Ben Gvir supporters exist because of Hamas and the intransigence.
No, also, beyond that, Yehuda, like, who wouldn't? Their hatred is legitimate.
No, it's not. Their hatred is actually
because their only encounter with Jews is with the butt of the gun.
I'm sorry, there is hatred for their hatred for Jews is inculcated in the culture that Jews are weak.
Are there encounters with Israelis violent or civil?
Well, finally the Israelis were able to stand up and defend themselves. So
no,
yeah,
but
they
the
got
children
violent.
that grow up there, do they encounter Israelis in a civil way or a violent way?
You want to start? When do you want to pick a day? You pick
I'm
the
saying
day
their
you want to start
hatred is
history.
justified. It's not.
Their hatred is
they
not
don't need to be
justified.
indoctrinated.
Their hatred is not justified. Their hatred is based on anti-Semitism.
Do you know anyone in the West Bank that is like
Wait, the West Bank?
And ask about their interactions?
I know more Palestinians than you. I've worked with more of them than you, and I know.
How do you know? How do you don't even know me?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Just by listening to you, I can see the depth of knowledge you have.
All right, never mind. Well, if you're just going to assume things about me, we're not going to have a good faith conversation.
Well, I don't think you're having. I think you're having a passive-aggressive conversation where you're assuming things and you're actually. I think you're glossing over topics that I think that Israelis or Jews that support Israel are conceding to, and we don't. The hatred.
Yehuda, I'm with you. Listen, I grew up just like you with the same fucking narrative.
I know. I know you didn't. I don't know if you're a Mizrahi or Sephardi. I have cousins from Lebanon who I grew up every Pesach listening to the stories of how they were treated in Lebanon. And we're talking about in the 20s and 30s and 40s. That's how old. I'm older than you, and that's how old my great uncle was.
How do you know? How do you think I am?
I don't know. Why don't you just let me finish and stop deflecting?
You're making a lot of assumptions about me. I'm fucking old as shit.
Yeah, sure.
She's in her late 30s, early 40s, and she's not good.
I'm 20 years old.
You're doing what we do not do. Everybody just meet up, let the land display.
Yeah, so for Jews of the Middle East and North Africa, our experience, we do know, we're not like the Ashkenazi experience, we're new to it perhaps 100 years, 80 years. We come from a generational trauma. We come from a generational trauma where we know what it's like to be second-class citizens in the Middle East.
Why am I the only one here in Hebrew in this?
I guess when you find facts that you don't like, you just start deflecting and talking about other stuff. I mean, the audience can tell for themselves.
I mean, I don't need to know your whole life story, Yehuda. I know you from Twitter. I know who you are. You're very
disrespectful, I have to say.
Well, calm down, okay? It's not a whole
talking to Buttercup, by the way.
Buttercup, what the hell? He's telling you about his life. He is a literal Mizrahi Jew. He's from the Middle East. What are you?
I have Mizrahi origins. How do you know?
Wonderful. Well, I'm
let
glad.
her speak then.
Let me finish, please. So
This is how Jews talk, Lo. Get used to it. We're not as polite as Persian.
No, I will not get used to it.
No, but
so that's how we interact. We have overlapping conversation. I don't care.
We have rules. Buttercup, we have rules. Come on. Let him land. Stop interrupting him. It just makes it longer. It's again, we're
It throws me off. Thank you. So the bottom line is the Jews of the Middle East are quite aware of how we were viewed. And when Jews purchased all the land they lived on from the late 1880s and the first elite, and every single square centimeter, every dunam of land was purchased by Jews that they lived on. And then the Arab nations, after the partition that they rejected, tried to kill all the Jews in Israel, and they lost. Now, Israel did grow in territory, which is legal under international law and dance of war. If you want to say that because of that fact, post fact, that every Arab in the West Bank has justified in his hatred, no. They're justified until they become an adult, and then they can learn their own history and realize, in fact, their grandfathers, as the other gentleman said, started a war. Their grandfathers tried to eradicate Jews, and they lost. It's the same reason why in 1967, when Egypt and Syria lost so poorly to Israel, that Nasser and Hussein got on the phone, which was recorded,
Okay, 60
and
seconds.
said, we have to say that the Americans and the British did it, because God forbid the Ummah think that those cowardly, weak Jews could actually fight. This is a history that you're not even sharing, and I think it's intellectually dishonest, or you just don't know it exists. Thanks.
All right, let's get to ad hominems, okay? We're having a
I'm not
big debate.
you're interrupting. Go ad hominems. I can't read Hebrew. Like,
You made a lot of
listen to
assumptions
yourself.
about me.
Do you
Let's start over.
You listen to yourself, okay?
Let's start over. Let's
you
start
start
over.
with the ad hominems.
How about it? Listen, Yehuda, I've never interacted with you before, but I know who you are from X, and so I want to just introduce myself and like ease the attention a little bit, okay? Tell me about yourself. How do you want to introduce yourself, and I'll tell you who I am, and then we can try to start over without.
I'm fine. I'm fine just discussing the topics.
I think we're making a lot of assumptions about each other. It's hard to have a good conversation.
I'm only referring to your speech, what I heard you say with my own
You
ears.
made assumptions about my age, about my competence, about my
I'm 20 years
background.
older than you. I don't think you either know the history or you're kind of propagandizing. But that's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. I'm not running a thesis on you.
Let's pull a thread and see what we believe.
Can you guys just move to the stage? Who's speaking to who?
Buttercup and Yehuda are speaking.
Oh, Buttercup is you? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, Yehuda, bitch, you are a liar.
I'm sorry. What?
Okay, I don't know what this person is.
I don't know.
No, sorry, no. I was just saying that when he brought up the North Africans as Jews, are you crazy?
Alright, so this is kind of...
This is a crazy. This is like a speech. I just picked this person off stage.
Oh my god.
I know, but I know you guys love claiming that you're the original Native Americans and the original Jews. That's fine. Rappy, just kick her off the stage.
I did.
Anyways, let's get to justified hatred.
Anyway, Yehuda, I'm not like this fucking lefty radical as a Jew that stereotype that you're trying to make me out to be, okay? I grew up like you with the same narrative and the same history.
You accuse me of judging you, and you're telling me you grew up like me. You don't know.
Sound like an American Jew. That's what you sound like.
Okay. Well, I'm not an American Jew. Thanks.
No? Where are you from? So let's do this. Let's talk about ourselves. Where are you from, Yehuda?
Yeah, I'm good. We can
I'm
just
from the
talk about
Northeast.
topic.
Where are you from?
I'm not from America. How's that?
Okay. Do you want to be front? You want to Okay, never mind. I tried.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's just talk about the topic. I'm fine with that.
What did you say?
I live where Rafi lives, apparently. How's that?
Oh, you're Canadian. Gotcha.
The better part of North America, correct?
Gotcha. All right. Nice. The polite side of America.
So yeah, I think I'd like to talk about your position where you said that you think there should be confederacy. What buy-in?
I actually don't know that much about the Confederacy plan. I hope it eventually turns into a one binational state with equal rights.
Well, there are equal rights for Arabs in Israel, but I don't have rights.
But there were millions of Palestinians indefinitely, right? And that's a problem.
By choice?
You agree?
By choice?
What the people choose to be ruled over indefinitely?
No. Does Israel control the West Bank by choice, or was it forced into it?
The fact is that there's no one in leadership. By choice, they agreed to, with the circumstances, the area A, B, and C.
No. In 67.
They signed agreements.
What happened in Khartoum in 68? What happened in 1968?
You mean the thing with Lebanon or whatever? I mean, with Jordan?
No. So Israel, once it took the West Bank and Gaza, immediately said, "We'll give it all back for a peace treaty with the Arab League."
I don't want to do like a history.
I mean, you know history because it doesn't help you.
No, I've read fucking all
But,
the historians.
I did. She is just the biggest Benny Morrison repeater. It's so pathetic. It makes me want to get a Benny Morrison book so I can actually comprehend what has brain virused her out. But
I can't believe it. I haven't been on in years, and I came in there and she's vile. It's hard for me to, as a cantor, to put up with her ridiculousness, and they're all in there.
well, There is, do you know how I know Hashem is real, Rabbanu Shalom?
Why, how do you know Hashem is real?
Because Buttercup, aka Rachel, or whatever the hell her name is, she's been
Does
banned.
she call herself Rachel now? She
I-
said Buttercup. I just saw her say
No,
Buttercup.
is her legal name Rachel? Or something like that? Rachel? I don't know.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Anyways, she's been banned from Israel. She's on the database of do not enter.
How do you know that?
She said it. She said she got doxxed by the Canary mission.
I never heard of that, and I'm pretty involved with what goes on in Israel.
Yeah, she claims that she has been banned, but if you can say it, it is not true. And it doesn't really matter whether she's been banned or not. She loves to say, I'm in the media. I'm in the media. I work in the media. I work in the media.
I never heard her even say that. I didn't know she, but
She
it's like, why are
claims
they
that's what
putting
her
up with
position
her?
is. They monitor her. Rafi, Daniel, Glove, because, honestly, she doesn't shut up, so, like, you can give her an hour segment. I think that's the way they do
Daniel,
it.
who's comes from Israel, who's been in the
No,
rooms
some
with
other
me?
Daniel, I love Israel. Maybe it's him. I don't know.
Okay, does he speak with an accent?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard him speak in the room yet. Yehuda is speaking. But I just like, part of me is like, I like recording all this stuff, but honestly, it's so pathetic because this is an unrecorded room. None of these people create content personally, as far as we know.
Yeah.
And if they're not recording it, they really are, I'm sorry, but retarded, because to sit here and waste all your attention and focus creating unrecorded content when you do have political ambition or goals is retarded. So it's possible, you may be emotionally upset at what these people say and how they say it and who they are, but just remember, if they're retarded and you're upset about what they're saying, the joke's on you. Because she is an effective communicator, but honestly, any woman with a distressed voice, no matter what the message, is always effective communication, because it's just like raising sails with wind, it's just the weather. A woman can be a fully automated hurricane, tornado, or thunderstorm.
She's been doing this for so long. I haven't been in that room in a really long time. Not just months, probably a year. And as soon as she just came right after me, and I'm like, so what is Jewish about you? I don't get it.
Well, I think you have to view it from like a political perspective, that she has political goals, ambitions, desires, yearnings, or dreams, or aspiration. And that's really the real reason. Because I have boiled down women like this over hours of conversation, and the extract or the condensed congeal is political.
She's more insane than she is political.
Well, actually, you know who is the most? I got a lot of YouTube videos taken down because of that Emrose. Now that chick is actually like a militant, and YouTube recognizes her as being very dangerous, but not Buttercup. But Emrose is considered a dangerous person.
Yeah, I know the name. I've seen it up there, but I've never interacted or been in a room.
She's an extremist. She says homicidal ideation all the time against Israelis, the Jewish state, the state of Israel. Like, the girl is like certified
Yeah,
mentally deranged.
yeah, I know.
And it's not me, it's the YouTube community guidelines being enforced by fully automated algorithms, and probably people in the Philippines who have to review the video. But her videos were taken down because she was saying such insanely deranged things. If they can arrest her in Israel, they really should.
Nala, were you in that room?
The one right
When
now?
I was in? No, Nahal. Nahal, down below. No,
No.
you weren't. Okay.
But
Oh
Buttercup
my God, it was
claims,
just,
yeah.
wow, she went right after me. I haven't been on a very long time. And she had a full room and she just like came right after me, and I just left. I was like, go to it, girlfriend.
She can go for a long time. She never stops. She's like a She's like a
But
wind-up
there was a
doll.
big room just now that she's still in. There was a big room and she's like, you want to know about Grace? And I'm like, oh my God, you're talking to a clergy person. I've never.
Well, see, this is where you could.
About anybody.
This is where you could go in if you could get on stage, because she says she has a big block list. If you could get on stage, I mean, what would your strategy be to communicate with a highly aggressive person?
I left. I immediately left.
Well,
I'm not going to interact. I'm not going to. There are people who are very opinionated. People, we've had disagreements. Listen, I was on the Clubhouse for years, and there was this "let's take a step back" moment. That I used to get when I was moderating. Let's work at let's go piece by piece. What are the concerns? Like I'm really the canter to, listen, it's not the first time people get mad at their clergy or other people in a congregation. So I've been doing this for a long time. But she just came in and just wanted to rip me to shreds. I haven't talked to her in years. And she just, let me tell you about, and I'm like, nothing about
It's
it.
interesting, watching you.
On fucking Clubhouse, I'm a
Nothing
perfectly
about it.
legitimate member of the Jewish community in real life.
And she just,
No,
there was a lot of
I
people
never,
just
no,
like,
I'm not, you're stating the Jewish
Just
community is
that.
not my concern, but it is, no, I was just saying it's interesting, because it's, listening to two characters I've never heard talk to each other before.
Who is this Nahali? Why is he on my
Dude, I have nothing against you. You seem like an interesting dude. I've seen you online on X, and you're very good at holding a room, and I'm glad we got to meet finally.
Nice to meet you as well, Buttercup.
I was about to tell you the concept of Talmud, okay? But
so I'm like banned from any room that Rafi's in. He bans my accounts, but really the thing is, Grace, it's so pointless even communicating with her. That's why I record everything, because I just go the extra step. I do the real work, and I record them. And so that's why I say, if you were to record your experience speaking with a highly aggressive Buttercup, and you maintained your composure and had a rational, respectful conversation, what you're really doing is just exposing her. But you're using yourself as the artistic palette or medium for her to project her internal friction onto you. And in that process, if they watch that, it's possible you could transform their perspective and they would say, fuck, I'm a bitch.
Yeah, no, I think they're using it. I think they're using it for entertainment. That's what they do in that room now.
Yeah, there's there are so many lonely men on the internet that like just talking to a highly obnoxious, extremely annoying person like Buttercup is truly like the most exciting thing they could possibly do in their immediate vicinity, maybe for 30 miles.
Unbelievable that I've been off for a really long time.
Everybody says they've been off it
Pleased
for a long
that she
time.
has any kind of audience. I think people are using her for entertainment.
I agree. It's almost like if you want to record content, you need a cast. And so you're willing to sacrifice some time just for the sake of having a very diverse cast, for the sake of, getting as much information in, even if it's from what you would call the opposition or the anti-position, regardless, why they allow Buttercup to do what she does is amazing.
And to bring her on stage, like, what are we talking about?
Well, there's a lot. I don't know. There's a lot of. I don't know. People like to play this game the way they like to play it. There's really just a lot of anti-Semites out there um, that project their internal friction, their angst, their anxiety, their misery, their depression, their rage onto Jews. And if you go to Israel and you jog from Tel Aviv to what's that city town, the Crusader place with the restaurant? Anyways, it's just so diverse, you know. Um, they make the point that crime happens everywhere, but that I just don't accept, and I reject that too. Every major city on the planet shouldn't have a crime problem. I know they have it because of law of large numbers, but is that what it's like in other countries? I don't think so. It's just not, you know?
True. You're true.
It's just not. The crime is not in other major cities. Like, fucking Afghanistan has a lower per capita murder rate than just about the top 10 cities in the US. So it's like, we allow crime to happen. We allow it. It's like part of the legal industrial complex. And the more progressive and liberal the judges, the more the crime numbers increase because there are people who are battering innocent people in the street to death that have been arrested 75 times, lighting people on fire on the trains, stabbing them to death, shooting them to death. Like, I followed the news like a news addict for years. There are so many murders that happen on the train. A young military veteran murdered on the train, got no recognition whatsoever. I don't know if he was a veteran. I assume he was a veteran, not like active duty, but either way, he was, a young man, and it's just there should be like there should be like a collective unconscious response that says no more crime, like no more murder on public transportation facilities, like at a minimum, right? The trains shouldn't be homeless facilities, am I right? Hey, Jane!
No, it's
Jane, great news. Buttercup has been barred from entering Israel. She's on a docs list known as the Canary Coal Mine Mission. And we feel great about it because now she can't go to Tel Aviv and she can't enjoy the beach in the summer and get stung by a medusa.
Hello. Hey, Grace.
Jane,
Hey, Jane.
welcome to the show, Jane. We're forming a female minion. You know what they call a female minion in Hebrew?
What? God. What?
Rabbonu Shalom. I don't know. There's got to be a word, right? Like a minyana?
No, it's an actual word, mignon. Yana. When you're going to Mexico.
I was dating this very Orthodox girl in Los Angeles, and then she went to Israel, and she went to a seminary, and she got an arranged marriage, and she came back, and I saw her, and she's like, "I'm getting married." I was like, "Oh wow, congratulations! That's amazing." So we're listening in to Buttercup. I think that this
I
app,
was in the.
if this
You were
ex-
there, Jane? Did you see where she started with me?
I did not. Okay, I knew it was there was a high energy.
Jane, text Scott, see if we can get Scott to come into the Church of Buttercup. She was attacked.
I haven't been in there in a long time. She just came right at me. I don't even know what she said. What did I say? She said, Alistair. I tried to forget it. I don't know. She's a psycho.
Oh.
And about the way Palestinians don't have rights under the PA, then your argument is with the PA, not the
Do
city.
you know that
You're
at all?
getting sidetracked.
No, I don't know.
I'm trying to make a point here. I'm trying to find a point of agreement.
No, Arabs in the West Bank are not accorded the right to
Dude,
defend.
honey.
Because they're not Israel. Don't call me honey. Israelis.
I think I'm
The Arabs in the West Bank aren't either. So why would they have
We
Israeli
don't say
rights?
that about anyone else.
Let's focus on the topic. Okay? The topic is.
Address any point I've made.
Yes, the point is that we all agree that there's millions of Palestinians that are in limbo, and we.
Hold on, guys. Who is blocking Shuki? Shuki cannot get into the room. I want him unblocked now.
Buttercup, you
I have nobody
on.
Buttercup?
Why do you guys mod her? I mean, that's crazy.
I don't ask Rafi. I can't answer this
No, I
question.
just wanted to be fair.
How is that fair?
Scott in the house!
No, it's fine. He mods up a lot of people. It's fine. He just started making rooms like.
Yeah, but then
Late night Scott session. Welcome,
Can't believe it.
welcome, Reverend Scott Kent Jones of the Lutheran LGBTQ Church. Dr. Scott, welcome to the Church of the Buttercup.
Were you in there, Scott?
I'm here.
No, were you in with
Fine.
Buttercup?
And
She's
I
having
look,
a room.
Shuki is
Who's
like
Buttercup?
if you had
You don't
He's in the
Scott, it would be Shuki.
I don't know
why don't you
Buttercup.
just unblock?
Okay.
Scott, can you text El Normo? Can you text El Normo to come to the Buttercup Church of
I know,
Buttercup?
Norma was in the room.
I wouldn't bother.
I wouldn't bother.
I'm having problems.
With Norma?
The guy's accurate, Jane. The guy is so good.
I don't want to talk about him.
Well,
We're not mentioning him
I
any
don't want to
longer.
talk about him behind his back, sir.
no, we're not talking about him behind his back because he's being invited to the room.
Fantastic.
He's
That's a
received
warning.
a screenshot.
I know El Norma. I'm upset
No,
that.
I mean my behavior.
Oh, no behavior. That would be me. That's me.
Scott, are you there?
I'm here.
Scott's been having rooms and I've been having some conflicts there. That's all, Grace. Nothing bad.
Scott, what are you doing to my friend Jane?
It's very. I think people are very adversarial in my room sometimes. Not other times not, but it gets very testy sometimes because it's an ideological and personality spread when I open a room. So people are not always. And people, I think sometimes people have a tough time disagreeing.
This
without
is
being
Chicago mayoral candidate John Kitover running on the February 23rd, 2027 Chicago mayoral election. I need your like, your comment, and your share.
Yeah,
We're
that is
here.
our nature.
In the Buttercup Canary Mission, we're talking with Jews in Israel, in America, who are concerned about security.
I call them.
A lot of conversations about
I call them the
anti-Zionism and genocide.
Hi, Grace.
Important topics, but that doesn't address Chicago's $100 billion debt and Illinois' $200 billion debt, does it? Or the $100 million in
Oh, I
Chicago
said, I
Police
don't know.
Department pension payments monthly.
I want
You're
to go
not
here.
keeping anyone out.
No, because isn't it happen if you're a moderator, which John, so.
They're intransigents after the 6-Day War is
Then
what
if I
led to
have
this
a
problem.
block list.
Those people had
I don't
Jordanian
like
and Egyptian
people.
passports. If they
Alright,
wanted to
I
live in
have
the
some-
state of
I have a
Palestine,
block
let them
list
do
too.
it. It's not
Yours
Israel's
is fine.
responsibility. And
Jane, I really like you.
that's just
Thank
me.
you for clarifying.
Oh, thank you. Favorite word. I have your name
I
tattooed.
think anyone listening thought I said at any point expel the
Okay, I'm just a moron. Yeah, I'm just a moron. That's why we got
But
it.
he was not saying that though.
That's what they used to call us the charity
He was saying he would look the other way if that's the direction he
Okay,
went.
Shuki, I know you're going the opposite direction, but she was
Grace
obviously
and Faith,
saying
I don't think so.
I don't either.
that she's not, or he
Mother
is
did
not
well.
for expelling the Arabs. And
Yeah, it's shocking the cognitive
He wasn't that ambiguous. You heard him say,
It's
not for me to decide, whatever they decide is fine.
Scott, we thought we lost you.
said that they want to do that. I don't agree with that. I don't.
I mean, that's what the polls overwhelmingly say.
But that's not what I believe, and that's not.
In an audience, in any clubhouse room.
No, absolutely not.
That's good, and he doesn't believe in that.
Is that true, Scott? Stage or nothing.
That's true, Scott. Isn't it true? Stage or nothing?
It is It's totally true. Stage or nothing.
Okay, good.
Stage or nothing.
And I don't know, Ain, and maybe you guys know, and if I'm not pronouncing your name right, please correct me. And who knows, is it Ain?
Show yourself, Ain.
Oh, I don't know what it is. I don't remember anymore.
Hello?
Hello? Do either of you ladies happen to have a cat or have had cats in your life?
No, I've had cats. I have a dog now.
Scott, are you on club deck right now? Well, Scott, if you could put in a good word with Gary Bumgarden, I'd love to try to get an appearance on the show sometime. He says the young kids keep encouraging him to create videos, but he says, "No, goddammit, I write!" But he says the young kids keep telling him to get on those videos, like YouTube.
Gee, this is too funny.
But if you could put a good word in for me, Scott, if you could maybe tell him not to mod Marshall Rankin so Marshall doesn't kick candidate John Kitover out of the stage so quickly. And, you know, I didn't know it's called the Marshall Stankin Rankin Show, but I've alerted Speaker Johnson to his ballot harvesting scam. And I think Marshall is on edge. He keeps saying, "You're obsessed with me, bro. You keep filming me, bro." I'm his biggest biggest publicist.
You might be talking to the air. Where are you, Scott?
Scott's laughing. He's like, "That was a good one." He's like, "He's not a cheetah. He's a snake."
Well, I did listen to this. I was tipped off by Scott that this is good, funny clubhouse. So you do have a series, quite a catalog of Marshall Rankin content.
Yeah, I'm in a room right now. We're listening to M. Kapara
Whereas before I was unsure, I'm pretty
talk to
confident
Yehud and
that
Shuki.
You're not acting in good faith whatsoever. Your comments are just
She's a neo-Nazi. How is it going to be?
Well, the comments you've made in response to what I've said, you've just dismissed
I'm
everything.
trying to
as
understand
history.
you, Yehuda. I don't know you.
You don't need to understand me.
Yeah,
You don't understand
yeah,
my points. I'm just, the points are very
buttercup.
clear. I think
I
made it
believe
clear.
you. I take your assertions in good faith. You said you don't agree with it. I believe you. I'm just trying to
No.
clarify.
And this isn't about ethnic cleansing. No, you're making it about it because you can't deal with the facts I brought for you. But apparently you didn't know. You didn't know Israel was
Yehuda,
forced.
come on. We're having a conversation. You're getting very worked up.
We're having a conversation.
Stop being so pressed.
Listen to the words I'm saying. I know in your ivory tower, it seems you're in the States. I thought you were in Israel, so I gave you more benefit of the doubt. I gave you more leeway. But if you really think that you can just ignore the fact that the reason why the Middle East looks the way it does is because the Arab nations wanted to murder all the Jews because they do not like us, and they lost.
No one said that. Now you're putting words in my mouth.
No, I'm telling you. If you think that, then that's...
Well, no one said that. We're just pulling allegations out of the air.
You have blamed Israel for everything. You've said
No, you don't even know me.
I just listened to you for an hour. Before I came in, I heard you.
I criticize Hamas as well. I criticize each government is responsible for their
What a high
actions.
bar. Hold on. What a high bar. I criticize people.
I criticize the
who rape
PA.
women
All
and
governments
shoot
are
babies.
responsible and
Good
accountable for
you.
their actions.
You're like a
Yes.
humanitarian. You
Listen.
criticize Hamas. You want to cook.
Yehuda,
That's
to
a
me,
big
criticizing the government is
expectations.
patriotism.
Wonderful.
Criticizing the government is Zionism. If you want a strong democracy,
The fact that you said you
Yehuda, if
criticize
you want a
Hamas, you
strong
should
and
not be
sustainable
proud.
Israel, you criticize the
You
government.
understand? You should not be proud of saying, "Oh, I don't like Hamas either." Good for you. I don't like genocide.
Yehuda, criticizing your government is patriotism. It
Wonderful.
makes
And
it
you know
a
what's
strong,
and Canada has
sustainable
maple syrup.
democracy.
And Canada makes great maple syrup. It's not the point. You keep changing the subject. I don't know who this
Yehuda,
person. Are you a college student?
You're
Because you
accusing
seem
me.
like a JVP person to me. That's how I feel. I don't know.
Oh my God, this is really ad hominems left and right.
Homonyms, aka you're just crying victim the whole time. It's really weird.
I'm not playing the victim. I'm simply explaining my perspective.
Welcome to the show, Continella.
Okay, am I being the asshole here? He's just calling me names.
You guys have very different beliefs, but you did come off as very harshly. You were confronting him regarding like what the title was. Yeah, trying to claim that he did not speak Hebrew. Obviously, I think at this point.
Alright, I'm sorry. If that's what offended you, Yehuda, I'm sorry.
Yehuda's a Jew. He's obviously a Jewish guy. But he is somebody who I would say, he can correct me if I'm wrong. I would say left of center. He's not far left. He's definitely not on the right. And so, you guys are having your differences. And look, I'm mainly just listening because this is just it's an eternal feud at this point. I don't really want to. I don't really think there's any much
Never mind. Thanks anyway.
benefit for us, for somebody like me to really like weigh in.
You're not a very good mediator.
Neither
I know, I'm sorry.
I thought you'd be a better mediator, Pepe.
For a person that keeps talking about ad hominems and childishness, you're vesting us all here, eh? Like you're complaining that you're being attacked, but you're like mocking everyone. You mocked me because the Hebrew was inverted on my screen, and then I hear any katzat kari the falafel shali mifta from you, and it's Nazi maslicha.
אני לא נאצי, תלך תזיין.
Yeah, Nazi.
You're a couple. It's even worse. It's worse. You're a couple because
Yeah, guys, come on. This is a lynch mob, and it's also insulting to my grandparents who survived the Holocaust to throw the word couple around.
your grandparents are fucking rolling in the grave. Shuki, hold on. They're fucking rolling in their grave. Thank God they're dead because they would literally die just to have a granddaughter like you.
Brutal.
They would die to have a granddaughter like
That's
you.
fucked up. That is so fucked up.
I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit.
Literally daily.
Day number one, we're going to cut property taxes 25% in the city of Chicago for all homeowners at a minimum. And we might retroactively refund all of 2025. Day number two, we're going to rip out all the concrete bike lanes that are obstructing traffic, have ruined parking, and they're obstructing fire trucks. Sorry, but the bike lane's got to go. We're also going to sue the city of Abu Dhabi and the Investment Authority for taking the parking meters over in Chicago. And we're going to sue Rahm Emanuel. Sorry, Ram, you're getting
I'm here to
sued.
talk to my people. I think we need to reckon with our past.
He doesn't have any people.
I'm not hurting anybody. I love my Jews. I think, Yehuda, let me answer his question directly. I think we're in a battle for the soul of the Jewish identity, the American diaspora Jewish identity, okay?
Try reading the book, Buttercup! Try reading the book!
Your mind, or Puppy's mind, or anyone else, or M's mind.
Where does she think the information comes from?
Engage and have a conversation within our community, because I think there's we're extremely polarized, and I think there's a battle for our soul and what we stand for. I think
There's a battle for the collective soul of every Jew on the planet, according to Dr. Buttercup in the Church of Buttercup.
Said, oh, we'll never let it happen again by taking up arms and being macho and fighting back.
Would you like a popcorn, sir? Sure, I'll take an extra large. Would you like to put a cup of butter on it? Hello?
No one said that. I don't know why you're saying
Because they had
that's called a straw man argument.
We chose to take up arms. That's exactly what you said.
But I'm just curious, like,
I'm talking about an ethos. Do you know what ethos means? Do you need to look it up in the dictionary?
yeah, but I know what it is.
Sorry, I refuse to listen to Pepe talk.
There's a lot.
Pepe is a moron, he is retarded! Pepe is retarded!
You saw people that in solidarity with the
rather listen to opera than some chick scream all day long. Taking you back to the war room with Pepe.
Girl's body, people are cheering, they're spitting on
Yes,
desperate.
we all think they were barbarians.
But hold on.
Don't gloss over it.
Oh, don't.
No, hold on.
Listen, we agree they're a death cult. These are the things
Okay, yes. Hold on, we can agree, sure. So, what was to be the
I hate to inform the Church of Buttercup, but I have bad news. I have burned the roof of my mouth on DiGiorno. How did you burn your mouth, John? It was DiGiorno.
They obviously we're investing a lot of money in fighting the Israeli state and basically going to war with them. There's no question about that. These are not people with good intent. They go in, they have a fucking response, and one of the things that has been ironic, and a lot of Westerners have been fooled by this shit, where they just like, oh look, the Israelis, look how horrible they are, look at the dead children. I have a lot of gripes with Israel as well. I won't get into it here. But at the end of the day, what do you expect them to fucking do?
Yeah, okay, a lot of protesters are ignorant, right? They just discovered Palestine on the map yesterday, okay? I agree with you,
What do you
Pepe.
expect Israel to do is what he asked. That's the question.
If that's your bottom line, what do you expect Israel to do in
They have
response?
to do something after
I'll
that.
tell you. Oh, great question. Pepe, I agree with you. Hamas must be accountable for provoking the most right-wing genocidal regime ever into what they've done, okay? But what the answer is there are more than two choices, doing nothing and genocide. There are many choices in between doing nothing and genocide, Pepe, right?
I don't know that it's necessarily genocide.
Okay, whatever. There's many. You don't have to call up whatever you want to call it.
Jason, you just came onto the stage. Just give us like a second, because I also had a question.
No, because all you guys are doing is rapid fire. You're not answering. You're just trying to interrupt each other. That's what you're doing. You're not listening.
Well, thank you for interrupting me.
So now when someone else goes,
I've been listening for the last like 20 minutes. It's lit.
Yeah.
Right, that's literally all y'all have been doing.
Can you just
Marshall Rankin makes an appearance in a cheetah jacket.
Okay, but was
The
it
Marshall
was it
Rankin
Hamas
Show.
Or the people that were spitting on that girl that Pepe was talking about?
I think it was both.
Her.
I think it was both. That's the fucked up part about the whole goddamn.
Yeah, some civilians participated in the attacks. Is that what you want to do?
I'm waiting for your butt to come next.
I didn't say but.
Okay, great.
Well, in Europe, in the 1930s, is what the Nazis did. It was enough Gentiles that tried to help out for the Jews and to save them. There is not even a single one of the Gazan people that came forward to try to save any of the hostage. Therefore, they're all equal to Hamas.
Yeah, and I'll even take it a step further. God forbid someone say,
Oh wait, you're signing off on that they're all Hamas, Yehuda?
hold on, Locke. Why don't you just get a notepad
Just
and a
signed
pen
off on
and write
everyone in
down?
Gaza's Hamas.
You're not good at this debate.
here's some laws. Why don't you?
Hold on. Let Yehuda finish. He comes up.
I've been waiting to ask.
Let me tell you something. Yeah, good. German Jews, or Jews of Europe, after the fall of the Nazi regime, and I know people like to call Israel Nazi regime, which is a disgusting slur. But do you think that Jewish partisans after the war would take Germans and murder them and have their children spit on them? There's something wrong in Gaza. 20 years of Hamas rule has inculcated a culture of hate. And that's problematic. And for someone to say, hey, time to make a state, yay, and Israel should be happy, you'd have to be palpably nuts. I mean, 20, 30 years of governance, good governance, no child abuse, right? Teaching a child, I have 2 Molotov cocktails and there are 5 Jews. How many more cocktails?
Honey, let's go to PalestinianBabysitter.com and get one of the new Palestinians to babysit for the family.
You're not a serious person.
Baby, maybe we should think about that
go
one.
after all the kids in Gaza and blame them, but you can't also expect the Israelis to turn around.
Honey,
and say,
I gotta call the Palestinian plumber.
Have a piece with them. That's just
He's got a higher Google rating than the Irish plumber. Alright, you can call him.
I've been waiting a while. You know what, Chicky? You can take a dick and stuff it in your mouth because all you do is talk shit anyways.
You fucking piece of
That's
shit.
right, I'm a piece of shit that loves to come at you. You fucking...
We're not going to do this, okay? Shuki has been on stage for longer than you, Jason. This is empty opportunity.
I would...
You can go because he was your first.
You know that shit. People try to take turns.
Stop it.
You like to hear your...
Stop interrupting.
You don't know... Don't know...
Please stop
You love to run a...
interrupting.
You don't get peace because you believe in bullshit. I'll call it out for what it is.
What's happening? Every child that goes to school, and getting that material as a study is a future terrorist. Therefore, he has no right to live. You kill them before they become to be stage 4 cancer. You don't wait for them to get to that 4th stage. You kill them when they are small. It's that simple.
Alright, everybody go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. Like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Of course not. Of course not. You never the notion for peace, but only on your terms. That's your problem.
I do think that like Shuki is partially correct. I do think that
What, to kill innocent babies?
no, hold on. Okay, so when it comes to how a person becomes who he is today, it's a mixture of nature and nurture. I do think that if you were indoctrinated, okay, I was raised Catholic, and I'm not a very religious person now, but I will tell you that really to this day still kind of has an effect on me. But when it comes to just in general, people, how you're raised absolutely is going to have a profound impact. I think obviously your genes are going to have a lot to say in that as well. And when it comes to the Palestinians, I don't. It's super dark to say, and I'm 100% killing innocent civilians and children. But do I think that when they are indoctrinated at a young age, I have to at least there's some credence to that. Like, yes, that those formative years in their lives where they are taught to hate another group of people and to, be willing to martyr themselves and murder a specific group of people, they're like, yeah, it obviously has an effect.
So here's what I'm thinking. What's happening, more or less, since October 7th happened. Israel starts to decide to declare war on Hamas. That's a political group and an ideology, right? It's sponsored by many different countries and other groups, right? Where people have a problem that they see bird's eye view is when Israel fights back with an organized army, military targets, air support, naval support, everything that an organized army or an unorganized army that Palestinians have under Hamas. They feel, how can you fight a war? It's not fair. Period. Whoever has a better gun and has a strategy wins. But what you keep doing, creating a generation of revenge, and societies claim they're oppressed. So when you try to say that it was a genocide to what we did, till we got back at them, you're fighting a thought, not just people. Because Palestine is a country. It's not a recognized territory that has civil rights in its own territory. It's determined by who? The UN? The UN doesn't do shit for them. And I'm not trying to be pro-Pally, but let's lay the playing field level. It's people have a problem when they see war and on a catastrophe, like site, like seeing buildings leveled, and by smart bombs. These aren't regular bombs. These are not thousand bombs. It's smart bombs that take out neighborhoods. And fights against an organized army, there's no chance. But they count on one other thing that they know that they can get, and that's propaganda. That they know that visual aids through social media and global networks makes Israel look really fucking bad.
Okay, so you expected Israel not to respond because
No, that's
hold on, because hold on, no, I'm gonna finish what I'm saying. Because Gaza, the Gazans can't protect themselves and they're not equipped like the Israeli army, right?
No, I'm not
Maybe
gonna
they shouldn't
I'm
start.
not
Maybe
gonna
they
say
shouldn't start war.
My whole question originally was what did you expect them to do, though? But you responded to my question as what did you expect Israel to do? I mean, we can look at Hamas.
The problem of what they feel is an unfair war.
Yeah, Israel's not declared.
Your feelings don't matter, Jason. Your feelings don't matter. Other people's feelings don't fucking matter. Yes, you said I still.
Listen, Israel doesn't care about international opinion more than it cares about surviving. So Israel existed from its independence and its declaration of a recreation of a state up until the mid-70s without almost any international support. They did it, they survived, they beat the odds. So now a bunch of people on campuses in the United States and ill-informed people are pretty mad that they see buildings blow up. Well, you know what? Here's how laws of armed conflict. If you're a militant and if you're a member of the U.S. and you use a hospital as a staging ground, that hospital loses its protected status. No one will fault you if you attack it. So you can say, man, of course, the same for Hamas, especially for Hamas. Hamas, a mosque, of course, yeah, my message. A mosque, anything, when you use a building for terrorist or for military purposes, if it's a normal country, then that building loses its protected status. If you're so upset about so many buildings blowing up, then you should take it up with Hamas at their next Sunday meeting.
This is not a personal opinion.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's what a globe is saying to people.
Jason, you're from Mexico, okay? Like, you know for a fact that well, no, hold on a second, but you know for a fact that if there was Americans getting, hold on, Jason.
If you're to talk to me about a colonizing idea of warfare, you're talking to the wrong fucking guy.
Okay, but no, it has nothing to do with colonizing. No, hold on, I'm talking about contemporary. Jason, if there was something tragic to happen to Americans, the Mexicans would not be celebrating. If you were to have a dead, mangled girl being driven across the fucking border in a truck, okay, the Mexicans would not be spitting on it, hitting it, cheering. They would not do that. There is obviously something very different in how these people were brought up. In comparison to really most groups in the world. I think you're kind of...
Let me ask Jason a question. Jason, if you're
Then I take a position against Israel, and I'm not. I'm pointing out that people cannot handle the sight of warfare and how
That's a little too bad, though. Because that's our reality. reality, and we don't want the war either in the sight of war.
You know, so
So
Jason,
honestly, like,
the comments he made about the professional army, how long do you think it would have taken Israel if it didn't care about civilian deaths or casualties? How long do you think it would have taken Israel to completely level or take over the Gaza Strip in its entirety? Give me a number, like a day, how many days, how many hours, how long is it?
With all-out war in days. Easy.
So
You've got strategic bombs that can take out whole neighborhoods. We're not talking regular warfare. We're talking about decimating neighborhoods.
Jason, do you know what a battle group is?
I do know what a battle group.
Okay. All right. So how far is it bound for a battle group in one day?
Depends on what you're using as a mechanism as far as your artillery and your mechanized movement, heavy machinery.
So the answer is 20 to 40 kilometers a day. Now, do you know how long?
Is that your estimate or is that your experience?
That's my experience.
What experience is that coming from?
Well, when I finish the answer, you'll figure it out. I don't really want to talk about myself, but the combined arms maneuver unit, like a battle group, which is the smallest one that NATO countries use, can cover between 20 to 50 kilometers, depending on the terrain. Gaza is a flat expanse. The Israelis could have been taken 3 battle groups, not even 2, and positioned in the south and moved north. It's about 10 miles, so they could have done it in an afternoon. If they did, they kill hundreds of thousands of civilians. But if they didn't care about civilian death, that's what they would do. The fact that it took them almost 2 is because they were trying to isolate, identify Hamas terrorists, the target tunnel, the depot, the muster points. That's what they were doing. Now, you have a great point. I'll give you this into the world. Well, again, the Israelis don't have the luxury of caring what you think or other people think. They have the luxury of defending their people. Hamas didn't. It wasn't Israel who declared war on Hamas. Hamas declared war on Israel by what they did on the 7th of October. There's no nice way to talk about it. There's no.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that at all. And that's the thing is like when you look at what the U.S. had to go through in Iraq, and also Afghanistan. 10 years of hard coordinated war and lots of casualties, lots of fallout. So yeah, I understand.
I unfortunately bounced her, but thanks so much for this.
Let your armed forces
Take care, Grace.
without any restriction and be done really easy.
Real quick, and here's the difference between the Americans' experience in Iraq and Afghanistan. This is on Israel's border. So this is Mexico or Canada doing something to the Americans. There would be an equal, if not greater, response by any other country. Israel is contained and constrained by world opinion, but even it had to act in this manner. It's unfortunate. No one wants to see people die, especially innocent people die. But Hamas gave Israel no choice. And you know who's at fault? All of us. The Western world is at fault. Because in 2007, when Hamas took over, everyone said to Israel, oh, make nice, just work with them. Well, I prefer not to, the Israelis said. But, don't get involved. Maybe it'll go back to the PA, and there'll be another election. What did Hamas do? They threw PA officials on buildings and dragged them dead on ropes behind motorcycles. It is a death cult. I'm not saying all of Gaza is a death cult, but there's a large number of people who have bought into it, and they've been raised by the system. Yes, there are Gazans who don't support Hamas, but even the ones that don't support Hamas aren't really fond of Jews either. So Israel's damned if it does.
Those who don't support Hamas, those who don't support Hamas, they still hate Israel.
That's what I just said.
Not the fan of Israel. They hate Israel. There is a big difference between fan and hate. Big difference.
Yeah, well, no, it's an expression that is an issue about me. They're not a fan of Israel. It means they hate them. That's what it means.
Well, so I'm looking at the question of the room where it says, is Zionism a supremacist by design? Is that a legitimate question? Does it keep it self-sustaining? Is it really a supremacist? Or it's protecting its interests and its borders and its sovereignty? I don't think you can really put that word supremacy in.
The previous speaker changed it since she left. I don't know what it was before.
But it's like you've had it just never stopped. Battling has never stopped. They will not see eye to eye. That's the one thing. It's like the world tries to play like you want to hand in your peace, but the only ones that can really solve it